It's Motivation Monday. Good morning, guys, gals. It is the No Prisoners podcast. Make sure you guys slap that red pill, hit the repost button. What an exciting weekend. The winning will just continue until morale improves. We'll see you guys in about 3.5 minutes. Good morning. Great to see everybody in the chat. Got some great opening videos for you. Got a great Motivation Monday video for you, of course. We're going to be talking about Joy Reid, Dan Bongino, an update on the California fires, commemorating the third year of Russia and Ukraine going at it. Got some political news, and of course, a little bit about the border. See you guys in just about 60 seconds. Motivation Monday! Let's go! Well, good morning, everybody. It's your boy, 451 Actual. That's going to bother me. Let's drag that in just a little bit more, Kevin. There we go. That's a little better. Good morning, everybody. It's your boy, 451 Actual. So good to see you on this Motivation Monday. I don't even know where that weekend went, but it was here and gone in the blink of an eye to me, man. A busy weekend this weekend. But so good to have you guys on board for this Motivation Monday. I'm 451 Actual. Got my amazing co-host, Kevin. Kevin's cat of coffee in the house with me this morning. Kevin, how are you, sir? And how was your weekend?
I'm doing well. How are you? Good morning. No Prisoners podcast. Yes.
Okay,
Well,
was that butter on the ear for just a moment?
yes, it was. Kevin has figured out his soundboard, guys. He's figured out how to get the voice mod up and rolling. So even more fun to be had here on the No Prisoners podcast. It's going to be good. Can't wait to see how he gets creative with that. But how are you, dude?
I am well. I had a dream over the weekend. So I'm at a press conference. And I'm talking about, for some reason in the dream, I'm talking about the last Secretary of Health we had, Rachel Levine, Richard, whatever his name is. I started saying something and I started saying she, and I got to the and then at that moment, President Trump slapped me across my mouth. And I was, what the hell? Shocked for a moment. And then I went and got slapped again, woke up, and I was like, oh, yeah, yeah, absolutely. So he was right to get into my dreams and correct my subconscious for a moment. Yes. But imagine being slapped by President Trump. Good morning.
Well, if you guys haven't seen, the State Department's TVs got hacked this morning. And so we're going to be seeing what exactly is going on with that, being slapped in the face. Not what's happening, though, on those screens. I'll be showing you guys that here in just a little while. But let's go ahead and say good morning to all the awesome people that have hopped in this morning. We're going to start off with these folks that have donated bright and early. Greatly appreciate that. Burt Cocaine coming in as we were getting started. Kevin, of course, hanging out with Burt this Saturday morning, or this last Saturday morning, looking like it's going to become a regular thing. Kevin, you want to talk about that a little bit?
It was a wonderful time. Burt has these wonderful shows he presents from the 70s. We were doing Doctor Who. We did Electra Woman and Dyna Girl. I think that was it. That was campy. That was weird. Burt, that was very weird, but I loved it. Let's see. We tried to get on $6 Million Man, ran into some issues with that, so we didn't get to see $6 Million Man. We watched Battlestar Galactica. It was a lot of fun hanging out with Burt. I appreciate it. I'm honored. I'm actually honored. Yes. So
awesome.
Yeah, if you're not catching Burt's Saturday morning show, it's definitely fun, and his commentary it had me laughing.
Good. Well, thank you so much for that, Ken. Burt, great to see you this morning. Here it comes. Get in there. Boom. Yes, and then I got to hang out with Burt on the Foxhole Squares with Coffee Talk with Sandra, which is always an amazing time as well. So, make sure you guys are kicking it over here on the weekends when you have time, because there's just so many good shows on the weekends, man. There's so much good stuff happening. Definitely worth checking out whenever you can. We have Mama 451 in the house, who's just a few days away from flying to the great state of Texas. Hopefully the weather will stay cooperative. Looks like it's on the up and up. Thank the Lord. Supposed to be in the 80s today after this time last week being below freezing, which is insane. But anyway, go ahead.
I have a question about that. Are you guys going out to see Sasquatch?
I don't think that she's gonna be here when Sasquatch is in town. But that would have been awesome. But okay. We'll see what happens. If he is, then we'll probably go up to Dallas and watch Sasquatch. I got to double check on that. But I know Burt was planning to go up there as well. That would be a fun meetup in Dallas. But she gifted the can as well. Thank you so much, Mom. Love you. Good morning. Can't wait to see you. Boom. Yeah, she over there dancing about that. She's excited, as am I. Misinformation gifting the cookie said, good morning, NPP family. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. Great to see you. And then a Water Wizard gifting the can as well. Thank you so much. Great to see you. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend. Come on. Boom. Get some. You suck, Tony. You suck. I have a feeling Anthony Fauci and a few other people like Adam Schiff are fixing to be in trouble, man. I have a feeling that there's fixing to be some There's fixing to be some justice with some of these names that are getting put into place here. The Dan Bongino being put in as a deputy director of the FBI was definitely not something I saw coming. The left's reaction to it, even more beautiful.
Oh, my.
Yeah, we're going to be getting into all that here in just a little bit. Kevin, I don't know what it is, man. Is your noise suppressor on? Because I can hear, I think, your headphones coming into your microphone. It's just very, very faint.
Really?
I can hear my voice. Yeah, I can hear my voice coming back through.
One moment here. Let me just lower this down just a little bit.
I don't even know if they could hear it, but I can.
How's that?
Test. Nope, I can still hear it. Test. It's okay. I'll deal with it. If they're not complaining about it, I'm good.
Okay.
All right, Harley Quinn, good morning to you. Great to see you. We got Mama 451 in the house. Like I said, there's the gray man with a Sax Squatch sticker. Good to see. Yep, you said clear out here. Okay, that's good. Burt Cocaine, thank you so much for being here again. Good to see you. Nuclear family of 4 in the house. Great to see you, dear. Thank you for being here. Mr. Tizo. Good to see you. Captain McMuffin. Good to see you as well. I misgendered Mr. Tizo. He's not going to let me get away with that, so I apologize right off the bat.
You're going to get slapped.
I'm going to get slapped. You started it. Dark Bag of CPA. Good to see you, friend. Thank you so much for being here. Harley Quinn, 369 in the house as well. Good to see you. Let's see who else we got here. Misinformation. Again, good morning. Thank you so much for checking in. And G-Man, bright and early, coming in with some eyeballs. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Yeah, Harley Quinn says, cutesy time is over. That is a very popular Dan Bongino saying, and I have a feeling that is going to hold true. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. We got plenty to get into today. Of course, we're going to start off with our regular Motivation Monday video. This one a little bit longer than the usual, about 13 and a half minutes long on this one. And it is titled Change Your Mindset, Defeat Negative Thinking. Man, good one for me over this past week, but feeling good. Here is some above inspiration for you on a Motivation Monday. We'll see you guys on the other side.
I'm absolutely convinced that far too many of us have learned to live with negative and limiting mindsets that are keeping us stuck and they're keeping us living small. That's why 2 different people start the week and they're in the same exact stage of life, same age, they make the same amount of money, but one starts the week thinking about all the ways they wish their life was different. And the other starts the week grateful for what they've been given and excited to bring their best to whatever that week holds. 2 different mindsets. 2 people can have the same opportunity in front of them, and one sees all the potential ways it could fail. Just caution, don't risk, it could fail. The other sees all the potential and all the ways it could succeed. It's mindset. Our lives move in the direction of our strongest thoughts. The life that you have today is a direct reflection of the thoughts that you think most. This is how King Solomon, one of the writers of the scripture, one of the wisest men to ever live, this is how he articulated it in one of the passages in the Bible that he wrote 3,000 years ago. This is what he said. He said, for as he thinks, as a person thinks in his heart, so is he. The things we think about, that's just a very ancient way of saying that the things we think about most end up shaping the way we live. Here's another way of saying it. The person that you will be 2 years from now is going to be shaped by the thoughts and mindsets that you allow to have free reign in your life today. If you want to know who you're going to be, if you want to know the kind of person you're going to be 2 years from now, just think about, what do you think about? The father that you're going to be 2 years from now, the manager, the leader that you're going to be in your place of work or in your industry, the friend that you're going to be 2 years from now, the spouse, the kind of spouse you're going to be 2 years from now, it's going to be largely shaped by the thoughts that you embrace today. What do you focus your thoughts on? Because that'll determine it. Because as you think, as Solomon said, so you are. Guys, it's time to get our minds right. It's time to get our minds right, to readjust our mindsets and align them to who God created us to be. You know that you were made with purpose? Every single one of you. You were created by a God who stitched you, as it says in the Psalms, who stitched you together in your mother's womb. He created you with purpose and on purpose. He placed you at this unique moment in human history because he has a role for you to play in his work in this world. You have meaning beyond anything you can understand. You have a creator God who loves you and has great plans for you in this world, and he wants your freedom. He wants your freedom. He wants to make you new, and he wants you to be shaped in the image of Christ. And I just want you to see this. There is an old you that it is time to leave behind. There is an old you that is time to leave behind, and there is a new you that God made you for. And the starting point, and here's what's crazy, the starting point for God's transformative work in our lives is our thinking. It's our thinking. Here's a real simple way to do this. You find a truth in God's word and you write it down and you repeat it and you believe it. You write it down and you repeat it till you believe it. You write it, repeat it till you believe it. You know, there's a researcher named Barbara Fredrickson who said that a real good sort of rule of thumb related to this is to aim to repeat truth 3 times for every 1 time you hear a negative thought. 3 times for every 1 time those mindsets make their way in. And here's what happens. Our pathways, those well-worn paths, slowly begin to change. Or as Paul said it, our minds get renewed.
Our thoughts determine our lives. It's a truth we find all over God's word. Our thoughts determine our lives. And it's the reason why the Apostle Paul, later on as he continued to write instructions to the followers of Jesus in the heart of the Roman Empire, in Rome itself, he gave them this very important piece of advice. He said, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Not the renewing of your body, not the renewing of your actions, the renewing of your mind. He says that's where it starts. I mean, very simply, what Paul is saying here is change your mind, change your life. Change your mind, change your life. Our thoughts determine our lives. If you want to live a different life, if you want to be somebody else, change your mind. Jesus said, I came that they may have life and have it to the full. He wasn't talking about full of anxiety. He wasn't talking about full of anger. He wasn't talking about full of worry. He wasn't talking about full of fear and all those things that occupy our minds and lead us into a life so very different than the one that God intended for us. So if we look in the mirror and we go, I'm worthless, that's an obvious, unhealthy, unholy thought. And we know it. It's obvious. It doesn't keep us from thinking it, but we know it's not a good, healthy thought. It's also not a holy thought because God says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. God says he loves you more than you can possibly imagine. God says you're worth more to him than you can imagine. You're worth so much to God that he sent his own son, his only son, to die, to pay the price of your sin so that you could be united in a relationship with him forever. God wouldn't do that for something that is worthless. That shows you in some small way how deeply valuable you are to God. Here's the good news. With God's help, you can change your mind and your life. With God's help, you can change your mind and with it, your life.
You know, how you see you is probably the most powerful thing in your life. So how you see you can actually stop your faith from working even if you see God in the right way. So how you see, is the glass half empty or is it half full? Is life full of opportunity or just full of problems? Is there potential or is there just, I can't find a job? I can't find a boyfriend. I mean, you have a choice of how you look at life, and what you see really is what you get. Do you see life as an opportunity to win, to prosper, to have good relationships, to live strong, excited life? Or do you just see the troubles and the problems and why it won't work and what you can't do, what you can't have? And you have to believe how God made you is good, I don't need to be something else because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And what God says about me in the Word is good. I'm going to go with that. So God says, see what I see in you. See the potential. See the promise. I made you fearfully, wonderfully. See yourself. And when your eye is good, your whole life is full of light. God said to Gideon, hey, Gideon, you're a mighty man of valor. You remember where Gideon was when God said it? Gideon was hiding from his enemies, struggling in a bad economy, poor, broken, afraid to lose his family, fear, anxiety, everything negative in Gideon's life. And God said, hey, Gideon, you are a mighty man of valor. I am what God says I am. I can do what God says I can do. I'm going to have what God says I have. Gideon started to believe it. He chased the Midianites clean out of the country. Those Midianites will take over. All the ites will run your life unless you believe I am who God says I am.
See, the life that we have is often a reflection of the thoughts that we think. Thinking is so very powerful, and what comes into your mind many times comes out of your life. And it really is impossible to have a positive life of faith with a negative mindset. These negative thoughts are coming at us, and when we think about the mind really is a battlefield. So we could say that life is either won or lost in our mind. And sometimes I can be my worst critic, and I can beat myself up pretty good. So I've got to learn how to feed the positive. How many of you would be honest enough to say you've made a mistake? You've had some failures. Yeah, me too. I've had failures as an individual. I've made mistakes as a husband. I've made mistakes as a father. I've made mistakes as a pastor. But see, I can't allow those mistakes to get into the negative side of life, because then I'll begin to define myself based off my performance. And when I perform well, then I'm good. But if I make a mistake, then I'm not good. That's why I've got to be careful that when I have success, that I give the glory to God. See, every blessing's got to turn into praise or it'll turn into pride. And so I've got to make sure that I'm not defining myself based off of my mistakes, because here's why. Failure is not a person. It's an event. You're not a failure until you quit trying. In fact, a winner is somebody that failed and just got up one more time. Come on, if you failed and you're down today, would you just get up, because God's not done with you yet and you're going to win this thing? I believe it in Jesus' name. So we've got to feed the positive. You see, it's not about what other people say, because people might throw your failures up in your face, and that's okay. See, who I know I am is more important than who they think I am. It doesn't matter what they think. It matters what I know and believe in what God says about me. And here's what I know. God says I'm chosen. God says I'm blessed. God says that I'm loved. God says I'm redeemed. God says that I am gifted, that I am anointed and appointed. God says you are anointed, you are appointed, you are chosen, you are blessed, you are loved, you are gifted. And you've got to believe that God is for you. Who in the world can be against you? So what are you going to do? You're going to feed the positive. But it's not going to be easy. Jesus didn't say the path to life is easy. He said it's hard. So we're gonna do hard things because it prepares me to do great things. I mean, think about this. When you start a new habit, I found this, I thought it was interesting. It might take 30 days to create a new habit that could change the next 30 years of your life. And then when I'm doing that new thing, I've got to tune into trust. Why? Because the Harvard School of Business said that the law of success is this. In the middle of success, it feels like failure. I'm going to do hard things. Why? Because success doesn't happen in a day. It happens daily.
If someone had a megaphone attached to your head, what would it sound like? What do you say to yourself that if someone heard in a megaphone, you'd be embarrassed? I'm begging you as sister or brother in Christ, don't accept the negative thought pattern. Do like the psalmist says, I will wake up the dawn. I will make the sun rise with my singing. I choose to concentrate on God's loving kindness. I'm going to stop that negative nonsense thought in my head. I'm going to choose, as I've told my kids many times when they've worried about stuff, I say, what do you do when you don't want to watch a TV show? What happens to the next show? What do you do? They say, well, I change the channel. That's what you do. I can choose to think about how horrible my problems are and how horrible I've been hurt and horrible and all the negative, or I could say, stop it. I wake up and I wake up to brand new faithfulness, brand new mercies. I'm not going to forget that he's faithful. I'm not going to forget that. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Portion means my food. He's my food. That's the diet of my mind. Therefore, I will hope in him. I'm going to wake up and say, God, thank you for today. Thank you for waking me up. Thank you that today you're still good and you're awesome and you're not going to give up. No matter what they've done to me, no matter what their snares are for me, you don't have snares for me. You can't do that, God, because you're too good. Choose to concentrate on God's love and kindness. You and I get to choose that. No one's choosing it for us. It's in your mind. It's in my mind.
There you go, guys. That inner dialogue. One thing I'll tell you, we're not gonna have time, I don't think, to watch it today. But if you guys have never seen the KRS-One Rockstar mind experiment, here, let me just pull this up real quick. Like I said, we're gonna have time to play it. Maybe I can find a short. Hold on. KRS-One Rockstar. If you guys have never seen this talks directly to a little bit of a different perspective, but exactly to what they're saying there, the things that you say to yourself. But this guy is talking about your inner, what he calls the innerman, right? Like the soundless voice that you seem to hear inside of your head and the things that you say to yourself and how you affirm, your reality about who you are and yada, yada, yada. So digging into God's word, and then if you can get into the practice of telling yourself those positive things, even in negative situations, it'll do you so much good. I know that's been one of the things for me, man. And so this KRS-One, that's who this is. KRS-One explains the fifth dimension along with the inner space and the innerman. It's a very good video if you guys have never seen it. It's basically just search KRS-One Rockstar on YouTube. So it's a great video. I highly suggest it. Any thoughts on that Motivation Monday video, Kevin?
Well, let's see. The message I was pulling out of it is that it's not about living for other people's expectations. It is about being authentic, not only to yourself, but to God. And it's just, fake it. And as far as like the failure and the winning, yeah, I mean, who succeeds on the first go? I'm sure there are some things where you can have that moment of serendipity, I think that's what it's called, where you do succeed on the first, and those are always wonderful. And to not fill oneself with pride, and to praise and to give thanks to God for the ability to have such things. I mean, those are like little mini, I guess that's kind of redundant. They're miracles. It's miraculous. Existence in and of itself is pretty darn miraculous. And I was wondering, it's like God chose only one son. It's like, that's all it took. I mean, that's pretty cool. Right. That's pretty darn cool. Right. Yeah.
Indeed. All right. Well, you ready to get moving here? This one.
Yes.
I think you'll enjoy, Kevin, because I know that you've been wanting miniature hands in your kitchen. So these folks decided to do an entire cooking show with little grabby hands.
Little grabby hands.
Oh!
That thing is. Oh, look at that. That was deep. What is your What about that scrub daddy? Oh, he's got it. Oh! Yeah, open the bowl. There we go. We got a 4 man. We got a 2 man. Oh! It's gonna fall in, dude. Just a little bit. Just a little.
Oh, what? Oh, what?
Spank it. Giraffe. Corn pop. No. How many cups of this? 3? 3? Did you say 3, Adam?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh. Perfect.
Oh!
Yay! Okay, yes, we've rearranged. Why would you cross over? Throw! 3, 2, 1, go, go, go!
I wanted to like that so much, and then I was like, ugh, just ugh. Everything was wrong with that, and
so much.
I appreciate that. That's never going to happen in my kitchen. And the part that really did it for me was when the towel on the stove, the stove door was, the oven door was open, and the towel was on the handle, and the towel was on the floor. It's like, oh God, the rest of it was already nauseating to watch as it was. I was like, please don't tell me, any of you. Please don't tell me, you guys. There it is. No. The rest of it was hard to watch as it was, but that right there, that did it for me. It's like, no, it's on the floor. That needs to be thrown into the hamper right now. That's not to be used on anything. Oh man, but it was a cute video. It was a very cute video.
Yeah, it was cute. It was cute.
When I look at the actual dynamics of it, yeah, they're doing a team building or something, or maybe it's just for clicks and views. I don't know. However, there were moments of synchronicity which I could appreciate. The rest of it, though, there's no way. I'm
creative
eating
problem solving.
Who was going to eat that? And where was the parchment? That's the part. Is that seed oil on the counter? What is that? Is that corn oil? That looks like corn oil. Enhance. I've got my magnifying glass out. I'm looking. Enhance. We're so high tech.
Yeah, we are. You mean
whatever
just
that
pinch
is
and zoom? Anyway.
Yes. Whatever that is, get it out of the kitchen. That doesn't belong there. That's just going to cause inflammation. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. That was fun.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fun. So we all saw what do you call it? Meteoric rise of Tucker Carlson once he got booted off of Fox News. Well, it kind of seems like he's faded into the background a little bit, Kevin, right? Couldn't you say that? Like, we don't see as many Tucker Carlson videos getting like super viral like we did before. Kind of odd. Like, he went on that big tour and disappeared. Well, I might have an answer for you. It turns out that he's been in the wilderness, and he's checked in from the wilderness to give us an update. Kevin, check it out.
He became a lesbian?
Good evening. I'm here in my secret getaway hideout, just enjoying the outdoors. Turns out that things are not as good in the forest as we believed they were. I spoke to an owl just today. He has many concerns. Turns out that just the other day, his humble tree home was raided by squirrels. They stole everything. When he went to the bears to see if they could make an arrest, they simply snarled and went back to sleep. Crime is surging in the forest. Acorns are being extorted. Mooses are humping deer against their will. Wolves are trafficking foxes. Ooh. When I had a conversation with a mole just last night, he denied any claim that he had anything to do with the trafficking in hopes that the foxes return home safely. If it was up to me, my furry friends would take back their woodland home. What's the matter? Did the squirrels steal the nuts between your legs as well?
What a character study. The nuances were almost on point. That was pretty darn good.
Right? I thought that was really good.
So
right.
has Tucker Carlson gone into a state of hibernation for the moment? Is there
no?
a
He's
background
still.
for that?
I think that he's like still doing like kind of open. I think he's doing like in front of studio audience style interviews with people, like large audiences. So he's probably selling tickets. I think he's probably found that to be a little bit more lucrative. So anyway.
Okay.
I think that because that's what I see is that I see like clips of him where he's, you know, they've got that quintessential little coffee table in between him and somebody else in lounge chairs. And you can obviously tell they're on a stage. And so they're probably having talks like TED Talks, political TED Talks in front of people. And people are probably paying exorbitant amounts to go and watch those live. But anyway.
May I say something before we continue?
Yes.
Mad Hat, when you're laughing, when you are lifting weights, this is a good thing as long as you're keeping your form proper. These bits of chaos that you're experiencing, yes, all that little bits of chaos and such which are distracting you, use that to your benefit to strengthen all the areas and all those small fibers that are being strengthened and torn right now. This is all part of your therapy. Good morning.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
All right, so this one's pretty funny. Here's some dogs doing some of their own stunts for treats, and one of the dogs doesn't seem to want to cooperate. Take a look.
Okay. Oh.
Dog is not playing. He's like, hey.
Pretty funny. That is, you know what, those are properly
Asians
trained
ruin
animals,
everything, though.
Oh, do they though?
Yeah, like you have to do like the boing, like the little like stupid Asian TV show noises. You know, we're not playing Wipeout here. We're just watching dogs do stuff for treats. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't know what the problem is, though.
Oh my goodness. It's too funny.
Did you like that?
All right. Yes, I did.
Okay.
So here's some dogs getting abused by birds. This is how bird flu started, by the way, just in case you were curious.
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
Oi.
Hands up!
Eat you.
Wait, Connie, come here!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah,
no.
that one's not going to end well.
Oh, no.
That one's not going to end well.
Oh.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Brr. I hope that one ends well. Okay.
Well, this one will end well. Here's a partnership that I never expected to see. Oh, nothing. Just a cowboy frog riding a skater turtle.
That's nuts.
Can we get that? Can we get like an Olympic sport on this? Like, can we get this televised with multiple frog cowboys riding skater turtles and see who wins?
Oh, wait a minute.
I mean, this slide. The turtle's on a skateboard.
It has wheels. Okay.
Yeah, that turtle's on a skateboard.
Okay.
Look at that slide, Kevin.
Yeah, I see it.
You gotta love it.
That's pretty cool.
All right.
That's pretty cool. Yes.
Well, this guy's got some big brass swingers here. I don't think you'd ever find me doing some shit like this, but here you go.
What is it? Bullfighting?
Not just that. Watch this shit.
Okay. Yeah, good form. Okay. Stuck the landing. Hop. Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Very good. Very good.
Get some. All right. Well, we got some futuristic stuff getting built, Kevin. Got a couple examples for you. Yeah.
All right.
Engineers have developed an ultra futuristic battery that dramatically outperforms competition, high energy and safe.
Is it sodium? Is it a sodium cell?
We fixing to find out. The cadre of experts from China and Germany may have found a life-extending elixir of sorts for promising lithium-sulfur battery chemistry, according to lab results published in Nature. The international expert group from multiple institutions leveraged abundant sulfur, along with boron, lithium, phosphorus, and iodine, or lithium thioborophosphate.
Yeah, thioborophosphate. Yeah.
Yeah, thioborophosphate. Everybody knows about that shit. To form a glass-like mixture that serves as solid electrolyte. The latter proved to be the key.
Solid-state batteries.
Imagine that.
Okay, I am. This is pretty cool. Okay.
I figured you'd be interested in this. It helps speed the movement of electrons through the red box reactions, which led to faster reaction speeds, the publication's Bob Yerka wrote. When batteries operate, ions move between two electrodes through the electrolyte, which is often a liquid. Solid versions, considered a safer alternative, are being studied in numerous labs. The study material's porous structure is good for ion movement, key to battery function, and what's more, the pack held greater than 80% of its capacity after 25,000 charge-discharge cycles. So it's got that longevity.
Yeah, because currently the lithium iron phosphate batteries tend to go for about 10,000 cycles before they degrade to that point. So this is over 200% efficiency.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Amazing.
And if they're solid state, they have a much more reduced chance. Was that even a correct syntax I just used? Whatever. Fewer chances of exploding is all I'm trying to say.
There you go.
Yeah.
The experts join others from labs around the world who are trying to find a superb battery that outperforms common, reliable lithium-ion tech. The goal is often to lower the size and cost of power packs, perks that would reverberate throughout the industry, including with electric vehicles and other tech. Lithium sulfur is an option garnering attention because of its lower cost and capacity potential, according to Tech Explorer and Azonano. The latter report called sulfur-based packs among the most promising successors of lithium-ion batteries. What's more, the Tech Explorer article suggests that the biggest hurdles, ion loss, expansion inside the pack, and degradation during cycling, are manageable. The group's prototype outperformed common lithium-ion batteries, which start to degrade after 1,000 cycles. The sulfur pack even tested well in high temperatures. Battery experimentation often leads scientists to unique materials. In Australia, a team is incorporating the common antiseptic betadine into lithium-sulfur chemistry. The researchers in Argentina are utilizing cow hair in pack cells in their effort to create an affordable unit. Next generation batteries are needed as we transition to cleaner energy future. Sustainability by Numbers estimated that at least about 30 million tons of minerals would be needed to be mined each year to power the switch. It's a load, no pun intended, but still far less than the 16.5 billion tons of dirty fuels harvested from Earth annually. By developing more common and easily accessible materials that improve battery function, scientists can speed greater adoption of EV and grid-level storage of renewable energy. Large sodium ion... Yeah, go ahead.
To Stax's point over there in the chat, EVs can be... robots are EVs because they are vehicles. They're not people.
Right.
So
100%.
a robot is also an EV. So well, we're not done with this story yet, mister. It's like you're just why with your ADHD? This is I am sorry. I end up doing this to you, and I know it's my fault because I need to stop. Stop it. You know that's my ADHD.
Oh man.
You got me. You got me. Okay. We're both flawed. Okay.
Like you said, we've been talking about off stream the last couple of times, Kevin. Like the levels of synchronizing that we've synchronicity that we've fallen into, having spent so much time doing these shows now, is just so funny. Man. Yes. Fortunately, effective batteries are already powering cleaner rides. Each EV that replaces a gas guzzler prevents thousands of pounds of harmful exhaust each year. Yeah, that carbon, man, I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's in everything. That's not to mention the $1,500 you can save annually in gas and maintenance costs. Yeah, except if a battery goes bad, I wonder how much these things cost. Further, tax incentives of up to $7,500 on certain models remain available to help you make the purchase. Yeah, and then they raise the price of the car by $8,000 and you don't save anything. Tech Explorer, go ahead.
Make your own.
Yeah.
Build your own. What's to stop you from building your own vehicle? I mean, right? Is there really anything that prevents someone from? I mean, there's the registration process, and at the same time, is there any law that says you can't just build your own? Like, take the shell of an old vehicle and just get aftermarket parts and put it together?
I don't think so.
Is that
as long as it has the minimum safety requirements, I guess.
I'm wondering if that's why shop wasn't taken out of so many high schools, because we used to have automotive shop in high school.
Yeah, same here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we built a drag racer. We built a mini drag racer drag car in my auto shop class over a year. It's pretty awesome.
I need to bring
I learned how to
sandblast.
Yeah, I learned how to sandblast in that class. That was a lot of fun. All right. Tech Explorer reported that the team is continuing work to find better materials to add to the mix to reduce weight, among other improvements. We expect our work will pave the way for developing advanced batteries that are high energy and safe. So there you go. There's the end of that one. So now, speaking of robots, scientists have created a swarm of robots that act like one material and mimic living systems. Researchers at UC Santa Barbara and TU Dresden are pioneering a new approach to robotics by creating a collective of small robots that function like a smart material. According to Matthew Devlin, a former doctoral researcher in the lab of UCSB mechanical engineering professor Elliot Hawks and lead author of a paper published in Science, this run-on sentence, researchers have developed a method for robots to behave more like a material. Made up of small, disc-shaped autonomous robots resembling hockey pucks, the collective is designed to self-assemble into different shapes, adapting its material properties as needed. The research team focused on the challenge of creating a robotic material that is both stiff and strong, while also capable of flowing into a new form when needed. This is Terminator 2.
That is definitely Terminator 2. This is what
they were
Terminator
talking about.
2. Who was talking about this thing? One of our, I think it was one of our audience members. You know what? Without the context, I can't go into it because they were talking about inserting some sort of, you know what? I can't go into it because it's just going to sound weird. And without the proper context, I cannot formulate this. However, yes, 45.1, this is most certainly Terminator 2. Now I've got questions, and I can only imagine its initial applications are going to be for perverts, because you know that there'd be a bunch of perverts out there who immediately want to turn this into a sex toy because that's where things end up. Anyway.
Yep. A puck light, you know?
Oh.
Instead of relying on external forces to change shape, robotic materials should ideally respond to internal signals, Hawks explained, allowing them to take and maintain a form while selectively reconfiguring themselves when necessary. The researchers found inspiration in the work of Otger Kampus, a former UCSB professor and now director of the Physics of Life Excellence Cluster at TU Dresden, who studied how embryos develop their physical form. Embryonic tissues function as highly adaptive materials capable of self-shaping, self-healing, and adjusting their structural properties over time. His laboratory at UCSB revealed that embryos can shift between fluid and solid states, allowing them to shape themselves. This process, known in physics as rigidity transitions, enables cells to control the structural properties of tissues during development. As an embryo develops, cells organize themselves into the shape of a body, forming distinct structures like hands and feet, as well as different textures such as bone and brain tissue. The researchers focused on 3 biological processes behind rigidity transitions: the active forces that cells apply to each other to move, the biochemical signals that coordinate their movements in space and time, and their ability to stick together, which gives the organism its final stiffness.
Except these can shift between fluid and solid, which means that at any moment, if the code was corrupted, these robots would develop cyber cancer.
Yeah, exactly. Harley Quinn says, I just need a maid and a handyman. How about, when the remote control falls down in between the cushions and you're like, fuck, I can't get my hand down in there. And you just send these little robots down there to pick it up and just bring it right back out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How about that as an invention? I mean, I'm here to solve the Earth's problems, guys. I'm just saying. Why not make one of those? $19.99. You can have one of these in your own, and you buy one, get one free. That's a $45.10 value, guys.
You're already doing your marketing. Listen to this. I'm already sold.
Right. Everybody needs a remote getter. That's what they're called, by the way. It's patented. All right. In these robots, intracellular forces are translated into inter-unit tangential forces. Thanks to 8 motorized gears on each robot's circular exterior. These gears enable them to move around and push off each other, even in tight spaces. See? Things doing parkour down there between the cushions, and then you have your remote control back. What's up?
I'm trying to remember, in trigonometry, was the tangent the part where the arc meets the plane? Is that the tangent? I'm trying to remember. I think it is.
Yeah,
I think it's the part where the arc meets the plane. Okay.
Yes.
I'm just, because when they start throwing out, phrases like that, like tangent, I have to remember, okay, well, if you're explaining to me the structure of this thing, then I have to understand what you're saying. So they just, they have what are they trying to do here? I mean, what exactly are they doing? There's a lot of surface area. It only meets by a point, maybe 3 at a time would be the strongest structure. Yeah. And I'm just trying to think, it's okay, so the maximum of 3 for the strongest stability, because if you start expanding them out into quads and pents, then they start losing. So it's it's a constant trimere function going on. And how are they wow, think of the programming. If this is how they stay together and such, think of the logarithms. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then
they're being run by AI.
Shapes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. One line of code out of whack, and the next thing you know, your little remote catcher is turning
Terminator
into a Ginsu blade jumping out at you from the couch. Yes.
Right. Spinning out like a shuriken at near the speed of light and taking your arm with it. Yeah. And it's so hot with the plasma, the speed that it traveled through the air, that it cauterizes the wound. And so you're just left there limbless, but not bleeding out. Now you can't even change the channel on the damn television because the fucking remote took your hand off.
That's the moment. That's the moment you hear Siri say, "Whoops, sorry."
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. My fucking arm.
Right. Would you like?
Are you complaining about your arm?
Yes.
I'm the arm now, Kevin. All right. In these robots, intercellular forces are translated into inter-unit Okay, we got this. Devlin further noted that in the robots, this capability is achieved through light sensors on top of each robot equipped with polarized filters. When light is directed at these sensors, the polarization tells them which direction to spin their gears, guiding the robots to change shape. By exposing them to a constant light field, all the robots can align and adjust as needed, moving in unison.
You know what the problem is, though? Whenever you add more moving parts, it's more opportunities for failure. Right. It increases the failure rate. So, okay.
Elon Musk is not impressed.
Well, let's find out. Okay.
In testing the robots, the researchers discovered, is this a video of these things doing something? Let's see this. It's just a short,
Was it squirrel moment?
Oh no, these are full-size robots. And they're all wearing pants. I'm doing robot yoga. Get out of here. Anyway. In testing the robots, the researchers discovered that signal fluctuations, variations in the signal sent to the robots were crucial for enabling them to form the necessary shapes and structures. Building on previous research showing that fluctuations in the forces generated by cells are key to transforming solid-like tissue into a fluid one, the team encoded similar force fluctuations into the robots. These signal fluctuations around the robot collective to change shape and strength. See, robot collective, when you start saying that kind of shit, that's why I'm like, nah, you need to unplug it.
How much heat is this generating? Wait a minute, what's powering it? I want to know. Is this Tesla action? How are we powering these little robots? Are they like going through an induction system? And if so, where are they getting the energy from? Okay, I'm curious. I'm very curious. Is this bullshit? Are we being lied to at this moment? Is this just DreamWorks or is this real? Because I'm curious now. Are you telling me that we've got these like little robots and such, yet I want a Roomba that shape shifts. I want like a Roomba that actually gets in the corners. If you're going to tell me that these things are running around doing logarithms and trigonometry and all this other like physics stuff, can we get a Roomba that gets in the corners, please?
Right? Or a toaster that toasts bread evenly on both sides?
Yeah.
All this, and you can't even make a solid toaster? Or a Roomba that has a corner getter?
Well, we used to have toasters which were able to give a perfect golden from crust to crust to crust. All of it. And as far as like Roombas, now that I think about it, you know what, my dad would whip me right now, and he'd just say, because I know what my dad would say because he's still living. He'd be like, you have a broom, you have 2 functional arms and 2 functional legs. You can still move. You can get in that corner yourself. I know that's what he would tell me.
Yeah, no, and you just go in and you're like, you know what? I'll meet you halfway and I'll just brush it into the middle of the let the Roomba grab it anyway.
Get it. There's your snack.
Gotcha. Missed a spot, bitch. Anyway, Boys Blanc 89 gifting the cookie. Thank you so much. Good to see you from the green room.
Yes.
Hey, better be preparing 412's green room because I think we're going to be over there on Wednesday. Yeah, I'm going to reach out to him after today's episode and see if we're down on Wednesday to come and hang out. It's been too long. Been way too long. So
yeah, because the last time we were in that green room, there was that tranny and they're tying up that elf. It's like Boys Blanc and I remember we had to deal with that stuff before the show. That was crazy. Yeah, Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yes.
Yeah. Crazy. All right. If you guys are on the other platforms, you got 5 minutes to head over to pilled.net, make yourself an account. No Prisoners Podcast, all one word in the search engine will get you there. We'd love to have you for the remainder of the show. We've got a few more opening stories for you guys. Then we're going to be talking about Joy Reid, Dan Bongino. We got some updates on the California fires, including, Kevin, don't worry, guys. they've got these new homes that they're ready to give everybody that are super fire resistant, and they don't look like 15-minute city bungalow cells at all. Don't worry about it. Just go with the flow.
I can only imagine.
So yeah,
before we move on,
yes.
Could we say good morning to Chad Ruin on Rumble along with GB Mac on Rumble?
Oh, well, good morning to Chad Ruin and GB Mac over on Rumble. Again, guys, you're going to want to join us over on pilled.net. Yeah, please. We've got this amazing chat over here, guys. Let me go and switch scenes as we get ready to do that. Oh, you know what? Let me look. Do I have from Sandra?
Now Chad Ruin says that Bongino starts in 5. Have a wonderful day, 45-1 and Kevin. Is that something we might want to cover during the show?
What is that? What starts?
Wait. Oh, you mean Bongino's show? I thought you meant that Bongino was going to be talking in his with Hegseth and stuff. Okay. Well, you have a great day, Chad. Absolutely. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Have a great day. All right. Yeah, I know. We've got Joy Reid. The joy is gone is what I called this section. But anyway, if you guys are on the other platforms, come join us over here on pilled.net. I don't have a new commercial for Foxhole Squares, so you might just have to unceremoniously cut everybody off, which is fine.
Okay.
All right. Let's get moving here. So you guys remember that asteroid, the one that's going to destroy a city?
A city, yes.
We were rooting for the asteroid.
A little bit.
But it turns out that the percentage has dropped to below 1%, Kevin, of a chance of impact. So
you know what? It's not the only asteroid out there. It's not like we just have one asteroid out there.
Plenty of fish in the sea. Yeah.
It's like whatever that distraction was, whatever they were trying to get us to, because keep in mind, it was probably, in my assessment, nothing more than a distraction to get people emotional for just that moment because something else was going on that we should have been looking at, but we weren't looking at.
Yeah.
But we were looking at, but they were hoping that we didn't see it, but we saw it.
Yeah.
And then they were like, screw the asteroid. Okay, go on.
Right. The asteroid was all like,
shut up, bitch.
Right?
Yeah. Asteroid 2024. Get it, The Rock?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Asteroid 2024 YR4 has now been reassigned to Torino scale level 0. The level for 0 hazard, as additional tracking of its orbital path has reduced its possibility of intersecting the Earth. So you mean, can you just shorten the amount of words you use in this sentence and say that the chances of it hitting Earth are now below a 1 in 1,000 threshold? Did you have to say all that bullshit?
Robert Lee has a quota to hold a job.
Additional tracking of its orbital path has reduced its possibility of intersecting the Earth. Oh, you mean it has this chance of hitting the Earth now? Time to breathe a sigh of relief. The asteroid that once posed the greatest risk to Earth in recorded history now has effective 0% chance of striking our planet. The probability of asteroid 2024 YR4 hitting Earth was reduced to 0 thanks to new data collected on Sunday, February 23rd. It quickly climbed to the top of NASA's Century Risk Table, at one point having a 1 in 32 chance of hitting Earth. This elevated it to level 3 on the Torino scale, a system used since 1999 to categorize potential Earth impact events. Level 3, which
Jupiter out there. I'm just saying, not to interrupt, but I did. But look at big ass Jupiter out there. What is Jupiter? A gas planet?
Yeah, it's a gas giant.
Yep. Oh, okay, so even if something hit Jupiter would just be like,
and we've actually seen something. Yeah, no, we've actually seen something hit Jupiter, and no, they don't go right through.
They don't.
The gas gets
the pressure
dense enough. Yeah, the pressure actually destroys it. We've actually seen something hit Jupiter in recent years. Hold on, let me see if I can find this. I want to say it was the early 2000s. Asteroid hit Jupiter.
Sudden ADHD with 45-1 actual. Yes.
Oh, yeah, Shoemaker-Levy when it hit Jupiter.
Okay, let's look at it. And who saw this?
Saw it with telescopes.
Okay.
Oh, here she comes. You're going to love this hair.
Astronomers have witnessed 5 massive explosions on the planet Jupiter as fragments from the Shoemaker-Levy collided
Joy Reid,
with the
what
planet.
happened to you?
Larger explosions are expected later this week.
They call
Look
it
at that
the biggest
fucking
explosion
computer.
in the solar system for hundreds of years. Half an hour after the first comet fragment went in, the impact was still visible. The cloud of debris spread out for thousands of miles and was over 1,000 miles
We're getting
high. The astronomers were jubilant.
We're going to see things and we're going to learn a lot. That's the good news tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, Shoemaker Levy. Yeah, if you guys want to look into it, that was the last big impact that we've seen. All right. NASA was wilding out back in the day. What the hell?
It's different now, isn't it?
Yeah. What? Like, it was fun back then. Anyway, this conforms to the second part of the Torino scale level 3 description, which states most likely new telescopic observations will lead to reassignment to level 0. Attention by public and public officials is merited if the encounter is less than a decade away. So now they are saying this is the view we have of it right now.